Hey there, this is Josh Coffey, and in this video, I want to show you one of the largest marketing mistakes that I see organizations making all the time, and that is simply not having enough sales buckets. Now, this video is primarily for service-based organizations or organizations that require a salesperson and a call process. It's not necessarily as valuable for e-commerce, but this is primarily if you have a sales team that needs to get on calls, that needs to prospect, that needs buckets of leads and sales leads that they can actually begin going after. So when I say not enough sales buckets, I mean sales lead buckets. And so what I want to do is I'm going to show you 3 that you can take and you can implement and start making sure that your sales team never runs out of leads to process. And so the reason I'm covering this is because the way that your organization grows is by your sales team prospecting. That's really it. Salespeople grow organizations by prospecting. Prospecting looks different in every industry, and there's different methodologies, but if they don't have a planned process for prospecting and they don't have buckets to pull from, they're going to run dry, they're going to sit there, they're not going to get a whole lot accomplished, and they're going to waste a ton of time. So these are the 3 buckets that I always recommend having in play. Now, the first one is from a marketing standpoint, because marketing plays a big role in this, is inbound leads. Some people call them MQLs. And this is simply somebody who fills out a form on your website. It might be an ebook, it might be a webinar, it might be a contact form, it might be a scheduled call form that they fill out. But this is pretty generic, but you need to have this. They typically have this. But the problem with this is there's never enough. You know, trust me, our organization lives on helping other companies generate leads. That's what we do. We're a marketing agency. And I'll tell you, out of all the hundreds of thousands of leads that we've driven, it's not enough, because typically salespeople need to be occupied with other prospecting activities. And it's very difficult to fill their time entirely with inbound leads, which leads me to the next point. You absolutely need lead lists. And this is cold. This is a purchase list of contacts that fit your ideal customer's criteria. And so it baffles me how organizations that have a sales team make their sales team go and get their own leads when it doesn't cost very much to purchase a list of verified, targeted leads that are in a certain revenue range, employee range, that fit all the criteria that they need for customers. And to purchase one is not a lot, and to import it into a CRM for cold prospecting is not a lot of work. So if you are purchasing lists like this, it will easily allow your sales team to have people to go after without having to go and find them on their own. I'll give you a story. I actually have a friend who's a salesperson in a very large organization in Denver, Colorado. And he told me a few weeks ago when I was meeting with him and talking about sales, he told me that he actually needs to go on Google. He needs to manually search for companies that he wants to prospect, and he has to manually add them to a spreadsheet, of which he then uploads to the CRM and then pursues. And I was just blown away because it's so time-consuming, time-wasting, and costly to do that when you could just go to a tool like uplead.com and purchase a hyper-targeted verified list. So you need to have this in play. Now, the third one, I'll tell you right now, you're probably not doing. And that one is behavioral. This is your behavioral bucket. And here's what I mean by that. Most CRMs, we use HubSpot, there's a ton of CRMs out there, but most CRMs will allow you to filter a targeted list or a contact view of people who have taken behavioral actions. And what I mean by that is people who visit your website, people who open a sales email, people who click on a sales email, people who visit a particular page, people who watch a video to a certain percentage completion of that video. And there are tools that do this, some don't, but a lot do. Yesterday, our sales team got together and we ran a report of the previous 24 hours or previous 48 hours of people who had actually visited our page or opened one of our sales emails that we had sent them. And 206 contacts within our CRM showed up. So guess what? Our sales team has 206 people they can call, they can email, or they can send a video voicemail to, and it's hyper-targeted. It's warm. They are in our CRM. They're in our database. And this is one that is often neglected, but I'll tell you what, this is one of the most powerful because I can see when a lead just visited this page and opened this email and clicked this link and downloaded this ebook or watched this training. And it gives me material to talk to them about when I call them. And so these are 3 buckets that if you set these up and in place, your sales team will have a never-ending or at least a much larger source of sales leads to prospect and grow your company's revenue. So if you found this valuable, which hopefully you did, maybe it got a little gear turning in here for you, then I encourage you click the link below where I actually cover 5 marketing mistakes like this, but even in more depth than other charts. I cover 5 marketing mistakes that are costly that most organizations make. I cover how we regularly increase lead generation by 6 to 10x, and I also cover a powerful marketing framework, a 3-part marketing framework to grow your revenue this year. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in another video.